Okay, we'll now go to the chart of accounts. So we've already pre-populated the chart of accounts for you. Actually, it's probably best if we go to your company now. So then it'll give you a bit more context to what you've got and what we're explaining. So if we go to chart of accounts, these are your chart of accounts. What we've done is you can use whatever code you want. So what we've done, we've used 1 for asset, 2 for liabilities, 3 for equity, 4 for revenue, 5 for expense, and then 5 and onwards is more to do with P&L. We've also created a master file, which obviously we've shared with you. I can share it if you don't have a copy and you're allowed to have a copy, then I can share it with you after this session. It's basically your chart of accounts in Excel. A few things that I just want to show you. So everything can be searched. So if I wanted to search for an account, I can do that. I can export my chart of accounts into Excel. I can make changes and then import it into here. I can add a bank account through uploading it as a CSV, or I can add an account from here. If you add an account, you select the asset type. So the reason why we created a master template for you, so then you can see all of the accounts that have been created. So you would obviously add the account code into the master file first before you add it to Xero. That way you know where it would sit, and you make sure that you're not duplicating any accounts. Not that you can't duplicate here, you can't, but to have a larger organization, it makes sense to have your own master file. You'd enter a code, and it could be anything. It could be alphanumeric. You'd enter a name, description. Here's your tax code. This is what is going to be pre-populated in your input forms when you enter the transactions. And then you've got these 3 options. Now, show on dashboard watch list means that if I go to my dashboard, let's just go to marketing technology. If I go to dashboard, I can see all of my account codes. Let me just check. Okay, so let's say, for example, you wanted to see certain account codes when you first go into your dashboard, you select that. We haven't added anything yet, but if you want to later on, we can do that. Show and expense claims means that if you are going to use a Xero expense module, which we're not using at this current stage, it allows the person who is entering the expense to add a cost to that account code. So let's say you've got someone who's not an accountant and you've got your sales director and they're claiming an expense claim. You obviously want to make sure they can't post to accruals and prepayments and bank accounts. You just want to make sure they have a very narrow selection of accounts which they can allocate the expenses to. And then enable payments to account. What this means is by default, all accounts, you can only enter transaction through an invoice, a bill, or a manual journal. Now, if you want to be able to make cash journals onto that account, you need to click that button, and then it will allow you to make cash transactions into that account. And that's it. You can delete account codes. Once you delete, it's gone, or you can archive. If you archive, it will show in this tab here. And then bank account is slightly different. When you create a new bank account, I'm going to go back to the demo company because I don't want to change anything in your account. So if I go to add bank account, so first it will ask you to find a bank, right? So let's do Emirates. So if it can't find the bank account, then you just select add anyway. So NBD, add anyway. You'd enter the account name, the account code, and the account type. So here, if it's a bank account, it's going to be other. The credit card is a credit card. So let's say ENBD. Account code is 12345. Account number 12345. You select your FX. Now it will show you more FX in your account, and then your bank account is created. It's here. Now, the reason why it's a different process to adding a normal nominal account is because a bank account does more than a nominal account. Because if you go to your bank accounts here, you can see all of the additional functionality which we discussed in the bank process.